Welcome to the latest edition of International Tax News. I'm Doug McHoney, PwC's International Tax Services Global Leader. In this edition, we cover selected tax updates from around the world, including my favorite topic, Pillar 2. If you would like to go in-depth on similar topics, check out the Cross-Border Tax Talks podcast in video on YouTube or in audio wherever you find your podcast. Now turning to our current edition. First, the Swiss Federal Council formally introduced the income inclusion rule in Switzerland effective January 1st, 2025. They explained the main reason for implementing the IIR is to mitigate an otherwise burdensome process for Swiss headquarter groups when other countries begin applying the undertax profit rule in 2025. The Swiss Federal Council also decided not to introduce their own undertax profit rule for the time being. Next, Finland's public consultation on draft proposed changes to Pillar 2 ended September 6, 2024. The proposed amendments would complement existing Finnish Pillar 2 law, taking into account the OECD administrative guidance published in February, July, and December 2023, with the hope that the Finnish Pillar 2 legislation, and specifically its domestic minimum top-up tax rules, would be treated as qualified by the peer review process. The proposed legislation would become effective retroactively from January 1st, 2024, deviating from the regular legislative procedure. Finally, the United States Trade Representative announced that the U.S. has requested dispute settlement consultations with Canada under the U.S.-Mexico-Canada Agreement concerning Canada's recently enacted digital services tax. In the consultation request, the USTR asserts that Canada's DST discriminates against U.S. companies, thereby violating commitments under the USMCA's cross-border trade and services and investment chapters. This development could have significant implications for U.S. companies operating in Canada, impacting trade relations and business models within the digital services sector. Thank you for reading PwC's International Tax News. I look forward to speaking with you again on the next edition or on the next episode of the Cross-Border Tax Talks podcast.